Yo, yo, yo. What is going on? So let me check and make sure that this microphone is working because we had some issues earlier. But yes, welcome to October, October 1st. Hey, it's the first of the month. For those of you who listen to Bone Thugs and Harmony, if you haven't listened to them, go listen to them. But yeah, brand new month, well into October. Not well, but starting into October. And I figure, we just hang out today, talk about some Apple news, talk about some other stuff, and kind of just keep on rolling from there. So obviously, the same thing we had last year was we had like an October event, and it looks like we might be getting another October event. And I'm kind of cool with it. I like the fact that Apple can come out with an event that happens way in the afternoon as opposed to something that happens while I'm at work. So completely enjoy that and I'm down for that. So let me go ahead and pull up my screen here. Pull up the screen. There we go. All right. We're looking at Mac rumors and this is Apple's 2025 product roadmap. What's still coming? So let's go on here. So, Apple TV. The Apple TV hasn't been updated since 2022, so it's due for a refresh. I recently got an Apple TV, and I think it was like last generation or something like that. And to be honest, just seeing the Apple TVs over time, I really can't tell the difference in terms of performance. Like pretty much if you have an Apple TV here and you have this remote, nobody can even tell which version it is. So that will be interesting to see, what it actually does. But they're saying here the Apple TV will use the A17 Pro chip. So yeah, it'll have a Pro chip the same as the iPhone for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe one of these days I need to dive deeper into the Apple TV and see all what it can really do. But to me, it just seems like, you know, a streaming box with a powerful chip in it. Let's see, the A17 Pro is in the iPad Mini. It supports Apple Intelligence. We could see some Apple Intelligence features for the Apple TV for improving search and content recommendations. I can tell you right now, Apple Intelligence is lacking. It is lacking heavily. And maybe we can get like Siri Intelligence or something like that because she is really, really terrible still to this day. It does say a new version of Siri is likely to be integrated into the Apple TV at some point, but the revamped version of Siri isn't coming until spring of 2026. Like, what is taking so long? What in the world? What what hoops does Siri need to overcome to fix that? I don't understand. I don't get it at all. Let's go to a better view there. But yeah, Apple TV, new Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, you know, yada yada. It's an Apple TV. I mean, to be honest, you can go with an older Apple TV and be perfectly fine. So maybe they gotta do something new or just update it just to say that they updated it. But I don't see any problems with the old one. And these ads, man. But hey, the website's got to make money. All right. So this came out in the news. M5 iPad Pro. And yeah, they come out with a new iPad Pro pretty much every year. And it's going to have the M5 chip in it. And ta-da, it's going to look exactly the same, exactly the same as the current M4 iPad Pro. So I really don't think we're going to see too much difference. Like, yes, or the chip is going to be a little bit better, a little bit more battery efficient, and that's where you're at with the M5. There was something interesting that happened where basically the whole M5 iPad got leaked in an unboxing video by I believe like a Russian YouTuber or something like that. So that was interesting to see that something like that has ever happened before, at least with Apple. And I mean, usually they're pretty tight lipped about stuff and they have things on the wraps, but I guess people are getting their hands on like early. demo units, and they do not care about any sort of NDAs or legal action. They're going to get that YouTube video out there. Um, but yeah, getting the 11-inch and 13-inch iPad Pro once again. Um, it says based on the benchmarks, the M5 offers up to 12% faster multi-core CPU performance compared to the M4 chip, and up to 36% faster GPU performance. Like the iPhone Air and the iPhone 17 Pro models, the next iPad Pro will have 12 gigs of RAM, up from 8 gigabytes of RAM. So that will be the base amount. And I don't know. To be honest, I got an iPad Pro M4, picked it up from the pawn shop for like super cheap. I doubt I'll be able to tell the difference between an M4 and an M5. Now, it'll probably be better for people who were let's say they were hanging on to the M1 iPad Pro or the M2 iPad Pro. Maybe now is probably a little bit better time. Okay. Maybe now is a little bit better time to upgrade, at least as far as that's concerned. Yo, TJ, what's going on? How many times can let's see, how many times can a put on a tablet and say it's better than the previous one they have out? Yeah, I mean, it's it's a minor upgrade. It's a spec bump. I look at things in terms of this. I look at it like I said, if you're coming from an M1, if you're coming from an M2, and you didn't want to upgrade to the M4 iPad Pro, then this is a decent slash better jump, in my opinion. Right? You get a thinner iPad. Yeah, you're pretty much all in on eSIM at that point, but at least it's a newer generation. And you can hear the excitement in my voice when I say it, but yeah, it's a newer generation. That's where we're at. However, I will say this: every time a new model comes out, the previous model gets cheaper. So if you're somebody that said, "Hey, I wasn't going to upgrade to the M4 iPad Pro at $899 or at $1,000 or $1,200 or $1,300 for the 13-inch," then you can go get an M4 for cheap. You can go find them secondhand pretty cheaply. You can go to Best Buy and find them pretty cheaply, refurbished models. The only thing that you really start to lose out on is the ability to get like um, the custom engraving, which I don't think anybody really cares about, but some people do. Your options become a little bit more limited with the older models. But I mean, if you go on Apple's website, they're probably selling iPad Pro M4s refurbished right now, so you can get a deal on those, and then, like I said, the price will drop down even further. But yeah, in general, things get a little bit better. Sometimes there's actual like a real upgrade, and then other times it's just kind of whatever. But says that rumors have suggested that the next generation iPad Pro will have a second front camera so that it can be used for video calls and portrait and landscape orientations. A second front camera is not visible in the video, but it's not out of the question. That would be one upgrade that I wouldn't mind at all. Like if you could have your iPad and hold it in vertical and not have to be looking off to the side or whatever. If in vertical you can look here and then in landscape you can look there, that'd be cool too. But I mean, some people might just get super annoyed by the aesthetics or something like I don't know. It'd be something that somebody would complain about. I'll wait a couple years and get a new iPad because I know people have them. Yeah, exactly. When you wait a couple years, I know you should get more upgrade than than when you're previously were on. Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what happened. So, I mean, like I said, if you wait 1 year, 2 years, honestly, it's still a decent upgrade. I just know that most people want to like get something and hold on to it and extend the life of iOS or iPad OS and the support and all that stuff. So I say waiting 1 or 2 years isn't bad if you're not in a rush or if you just need something, you just want to upgrade but go to last year's model and get it on sale, go ahead and do that too. All right, here we go. Updated Vision Pro. Will they finally do it? Apple is also going to use the M5 chip in an updated version of the Vision Pro, replacing the M2 chip. So far, it sounds like the Vision Pro refresh will focus solely on the chip with no design changes planned. Now, I can say this right now as a Vision Pro owner, they need to make some changes to that thing, okay? I still have an issue with this part, like the eye cover, or the thing to block out the shade, or block out the sunlight or whatnot. That part comes off a little too easily for me. And I demonstrated it in a video, but this piece right here, the way the magnets aren't strong enough to attach here, it's very loose. So if you ever pick up the Vision Pro, pick it up by the sides or pick it up by the front. Do not pick it up by that, eyepiece right there, because it will come out and your Vision Pro will go crashing down to the ground. So honestly, I wish Apple would have done something to say, hey, let's make the magnet stronger, or maybe even have this to where it locks in place. But yeah, no design changes involved. I don't know. Like, that's kind of weird. The other question I have is, I wonder if Apple is even going to allow trade-ins with this device, because of what happened before with the current Vision Pro and other like wearables. Like, I don't think you can trade in AirPods. I don't even think you can trade in AirPods Max. And those are the only other wearables. So I wonder if you could trade in the Vision Pro towards a newer Vision Pro. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's not. See, while the headset isn't being updated, Apple might introduce a more comfortable head strap to reduce neck pain, or to reduce neck strain and head pain. Um, okay, go for it, Apple. Things aren't looking very good for the Vision Pro right now. I mean, yeah, they have some new content here and there, but I honestly thought that they would have just really redone some stuff instead of changing a head strap and just adding in the M5. Hopefully they drop that price, but that probably doesn't seem likely either. So there's a leak of the next Vision Pro by the FCC. So I guess they're calling this the leak here of the designs and some stuff here. Pretty much looks the same, but I guess the leak is just the fact that you see this. So it confirms that Apple is coming out with an updated version, but it's a spec bump, in my opinion. Now, if they do something to where you can, record the screen beyond, 1080p 30, and has some better battery life and some other, quality of life updates, then yeah, okay. But still coming out at $3,500 with that design is going to be kind of off putting to a lot of people. So yeah, maybe we get somewhere, maybe we don't. A lot of my friends have that same device, and are saying the same thing. Yeah, I got one. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell you just straight up how it is. So, all right, HomePod Mini. The HomePod Mini hasn't been updated since it came out in 2020, but in 2025 will supposedly be the year that it gets a refresh. I can tell you right now, I owned a HomePod Mini. I bought it from the pawn shop. Yes, I know I buy a lot of things from the pawn shop. Um, I had it. I used it a couple times and then I sold it. Like, I'm just not a HomePod Mini person at all. Like, it's not for me. I don't use Apple Music. I just have everything on YouTube Music. And even when I did use the HomePod, I was just like, well, I really can't connect any other devices to it. So this is kind of silly. So I got rid of it. But it says looks like the next HomePod Mini will get an updated S series chip, likely the same S10 chip that's in the Apple Watch Series 11, the original HomePod Mini, has the S5 chip that was used in the Apple Watch Series 5, but Apple did make some HomePod specific tweaks to it, like ultra wideband capabilities. Okay, faster processing, computational audio, some more, you know, Siri assistant type stuff. Da 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 da. Yeah, not not interested in the slightest. Not interested at all. As my phone just activated because I said the S word. Yo, Sam, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Yeah, I'm back on here streaming. Look, I said it before. I'm being honest. I'm trying to get my YouTube out. I'm trying to get my watch time hours back up because like I got to the 3,000 hours part and then it was like let me put this up here for a sec. It was like, all right, I got to 3,000 hours and then out of nowhere it was like, well, now you got to get to 4,000 hours. I'm like, oh god. Welcome to a camera hour. So um yeah, that's going to be very interesting. But streaming has kind of helped along with that, along with some videos of mine that did, pretty good and got some views. So I'm just going with that. So I'm gonna pull this up here so you guys can see because you guys are contributing and helping with this. Great to see you again. Hey man, it's good to see you too. I'm like I said, slowly, surely getting back into the swing of things, life happens and things go on, but yeah, just getting back into it. So let me go ahead and pull this up here. Let's get a better view. All right. So here's my channel page here. And if you guys can see that, maybe I can zoom in a little more. All right. So according to YouTube, my analytics, in order to be back to full strength with monetization, I need to get to 4,000 watch hours. I currently have 3,279 valid public watch hours in the last 365 days. So, yeah, basically streaming and uploading videos when I can is slowly inching me closer. I think at one point I was like at 2,800 watch hours or 2,900 watch hours. So, this is the target. The magical goal right here is the 4,000 hours, and then I can get my, full watch page ads and all that stuff back because even right now, when I go to my content, like I really can't even monetize anything. So yeah, that's the other reason why I kind of held off on really buying anything is because I'm currently not making money off of this right now at all. So it would kind of seem like a waste to me to like invest money in stuff and like I'm not even getting the monetization. I'm just being 100% honest with everybody because I literally had the iPhone 17 in my cart and I'm like, yeah, I would rather just have monetization on. I don't even know if you guys can super chat right now because normally it has like a little checkbox that you can select and say, "Hey, do you want to let people super chat?" But I didn't see that part or maybe I missed it. So whatever. Like that's basically where I'm at with that. So yeah, that's just a Chris here. Welcome to channel. And oh my god, why is that video there and playing music? Anywho's, let's go ahead and go back to the news here. So yeah, just don't care about the HomePod or the HomePod Mini. Um, AirTag 2. The AirTag 2 is yet another product that's supposed to be updated before the end of 2025, but with no major design changes. Rumors suggest the shape of the AirTag isn't going to change, but Apple will make under the hood improvements. So I like the AirTags. I actually use one on a daily basis with my keys, and I've actually thought about buying more AirTags. Um, says here it will be harder to get the speaker out of the AirTag 2, preventing tampering for hidden tracking without sound alerts. That is a good thing. AirTags could also be trackable from further distances, with Apple adding a second generation ultra wideband chip that supports 3 times the range. Once again, very good upgrade. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like the AirTags are going to get a rechargeable battery or design options like a slim wallet version. Yeah, I'm kind of cool with that. Like, with the current design, I mean, they got a wallet you can buy that you can incorporate the AirTag inside of, and they got other accessories that work with the AirTag. I do like the fact that you can get a further range with it, because there were some times with the AirTag it would show up and other times it wouldn't. But I just like the fact that, you could play a sound from it, track it, do other things. And I'm talking about doing this all for like good purposes. I don't like where people try and use this for bad purposes or stalking or doing anything crazy. But just, like, hey, I lost my luggage. Hey, I lost my wallet. Hey, I lost my keys. Certain things like that, it's been like super ridiculously helpful. And then, obviously with the October event, they've been, announcing MacBook Pros for the past 2 years now. So another FCC leak included a MacBook Pro, and it says here, but there weren't multiple variants in the database. So they're saying it's possible Apple will announce a lower cost MacBook Pro that has an M5 chip, and saving the M5 and M5 Max variants for a later date. There's there is precedent for that kind of a staggered launch, and it would make sense because the other M5s, like the iPad Pro and Vision Pro, are rumored to be debuting in 2025. I would not push. I mean, I'm not a $1 trillion company either, but I would not push the MacBooks back because you're launching the Vision Pro. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. If anything, drop the iPad Pro, the Vision Pro, and the MacBook Pro all at the same time. Like, anybody that's buying the Vision Pro, they're not splitting hairs between, do I get a Vision Pro or do I get a MacBook Pro? They probably got enough bread to just go ahead and get both. Like, the thing is $3,500. I don't get it. There's far more MacBook Pro customers and users than there are Vision Pro users. So I don't know. Let's see. But I guess Mark Gurman was saying that the models are supposed to come out in late 2025, then possibly 2026. But I don't know. That just seems silly to me. Like, why would you do that? Uh, Going back through here, will there be an October event? I think there will be, because I mean it's been pretty awesome. Let's see. Apple's last October event was in 2023 when it shared a short, scary fast Mac focused presentation. In 2024, the Apple released new M4 Mac models with press releases, so it could go either way. Oh, I could have swore I thought they had an event last year, but you know what? Hey, they could have an event, they could do press releases. Who cares? It'll still be new products. Let's see. Apple does not like to unveil new versions of the Apple Silicon chip at events, and we haven't seen the M5 yet. The M1 came out at a November 2020 event. The M2 was unveiled at WWDC. The M3 came out. Okay, so it's a toss up, but Apple could just do it whenever. Who cares? So I guess that's going to be it for what's going to come up with the latest Apple event. Um, yeah, we pretty much went through all of that. So here's the other news is there's a story here and it's Apple stops working on the Vision Pro to basically start working on a lighter version. I'm sorry, Apple stops working on a lighter version of the Vision Pro to fast track doing smart glasses, or at least AI smart glasses. Now we've seen Meta running around with their version of the smart glasses, and I think they had another set of smart glasses come out. So Meta's kind of ahead right now, and Apple, even though a lot of times it seems like they're playing catch up, they usually kind of wait for other people to do stuff, and then they do their own version. Um, it would make sense that they would stop working on a cheaper and lighter version to fast track the smart glasses, but at the same time, I'm like, can't you do both? Wouldn't there be a way to have a team that could still be dedicated to the Vision Pro and still have another team that would be dedicated to the smart glasses? I don't feel like you need to hang up everything on the Vision Pro. Just make the Vision Pro lighter and a little bit more user friendly and maybe drop the price a little bit and you're golden, as far as like an upgrade or whatnot, but just spec bumping the Vision Pro so you can make the smart. I don't know. Once again, I don't get it. It's very confusing. It don't understand it all. So yeah, smart glasses. There's your Meta Ray Bans there. Um, that's the only thing about smart glasses. Super thick bands. Like I understand, that's necessary, and maybe this is a little hypocritical coming from me as a Vision Pro user, but um, I would have to wear them to see if I would really want to really use them and whatnot. The Vision Pro though, I don't take that out the house. Like that's absolutely staying inside. Or maybe you can get a pair of these. Look at these AI shades right here. That's kind of crazy. But going on down, looking at some other news here. This is funny. Hey, Google announces a $100 home speaker with a HomePod Mini like design. All right, Google, you got your smart speaker. Although I'll say this, I'll probably go with a Google Home speaker before I ever go with another HomePod. Um, let's see. T-Mobile's satellite service now works with popular apps. T-Mobile is expanding its T-Satellite with Starlink service, adding satellite data connectivity to multiple popular apps. That means T-Mobile users who don't have a Wi-Fi or cellular connection will be able to use Starlink satellite connectivity to access supported apps. All right. What are the supported apps? AccuWeather, CalTopo, X, WhatsApp, text, voice, and video chat, Onyx, and T Life. Some native device apps like Google Messages, Find Hub, Pixel Weather, Apple Music, Apple Weather, Apple Fitness were already able to be used with T-Mobile's US satellite service. So that's not bad. That's, I guess, one way for, T-Mobile customers to have an upgrade to their service and maybe for T-Mobile to pull some people in. T Satellite works on Apple's iPhones. It can be used alongside the native satellite connectivity available in the iPhone 14 and later. So yeah, if you don't have at least an iPhone 14, then it's not gonna work out for you. But if you got an iPhone 10 or later, you can get some satellite connectivity in your life. Um, Meta, I'll skip the Meta AI. Really haven't followed it too much. I can't. I'll just be totally lost. All right, what to expect from Apple's Magic Mouse 3? All right, I'm not even gonna read the article. I'm gonna tell you what I expect. This is what I expect. I expect Apple to ditch that design. Okay, ditch that design and come up with something new. That's what I expect. Do it. Have had that same slim turtle shell looking mouse for God knows how many years now. And I will say this, and I will continue to say this: move that charging port. Take that charging port and move it off of just move it off of the mouse. Okay. Take that mouse, throw it away, give us a new charging port, USB-C. I don't care if you have to put the charging port on the side, on the back, or in the front. Redesign it so no longer do we have to take a mouse and turn it over and plug it in at the bottom and not be able to use it. I don't care if people say, "Oh, all you have to do is charge it for 10 minutes and it's good for 2 hours." Like, no, just redesign it. Like, that is such a silly, dumb, old, dated design in my opinion. Like, just no. Bump that. Get rid of it. I don't want this whole the slope. No, get rid of it. All right. Maybe you still have like the little hump and you have an edge at the end at the front, and you just put a USB-C port in there. You know, who cares? We can have USB-C ports at the bottom of iPhones, and everybody's cool with that. Why can't we have a USB-C port on a mouse that's easily accessible and you don't have to flip the thing over? Like, do you imagine how stupid, how dumb it would be if instead of the USB port being here at the bottom, instead of having that at the bottom, imagine if the USB-C port was on the back and it was just like this. That'd be so dumb. It'd be so weird to use this thing. Now, yes, we have, MagSafe charging or whatever. I just thought about that. Maybe that's an argument, but still, like, this isn't a convenient place to where it can be charged and used at the same time. That mouse, like, no, it's not. It sucks, at least in my opinion. But yo, I see we got a couple more people coming into the stream. Thank you guys for joining in. Up to 8 people right now. Buddy Love. Buddy Love. Hey, Nutty Professor, great movie. But yeah, man, like give us a magic mouse that has, some something better than what we're looking at than that. 26 hidden iOS 26 hidden iOS 26. I wish they would did something different with that. Tricks to change how you use your iPhone. All right. Let's see. Let's see. So we have new background sounds. Apple has added 8 new background sounds. Okay, I can cross that off and say I absolutely do not care about the background sounds. Tint icons to match the iPhone's color. Once again, kind of a novel thing. I don't care to change. This is like one of those things that it came over from like Android, like you could do it on Android, and maybe they're trying to get some Android people with this, but I just why change your apps to match all the same color? It's like so much easier to recognize what apps are by the way that they're colored in design. So I don't get that. Reduce loud sounds. A new reduce loud sounds option in settings, sounds, and habits compresses your iPhone speaker volume range, making loud sounds softer while preserving quieter details. If you frequently switch between apps with wildly different volume levels or watch videos with inconsistent audio mixing, it could be worth enabling to toggle to improve your listening experience. That's something I would try out and enjoy. I'm going to say enjoy. I would test it out. I would try it out and see if that would make sense because honestly, I'm already holding the iPhone. I'm just going to hit the volume button anyway. But I guess for people, if they're watching stuff on Reels and it's just automatically going and excuse me, the sound might be a little bit jarring. watching on my Vision Pro on the moon. Hey, man, sky's the limit if you got a Vision Pro, I guess. Okay, selectively copy text message text. When you tap and hold on any text message bubble, a new select option now appears alongside the familiar copy and reaction choices, finally solving one of message's most persistent frustrations. It allows you to highlight specific portions of the text within a message other than copying the entire message. Wait. Let me go into messages. Let me try this out. So, okay, there is a yes, there is a select button. I did not know that was there. All right, cool. I learned something new today. I may have to use that. But that's usually with text messages that are like super long. Most people are sending short texts or emojis or whatever. Send photos faster. Apple quietly added a neat new option that lets you send smaller size previews of images over messages so that recipients get them right away before their full resolution images arrive. Send low quality. I ain't doing all that. If you're traveling with limited cellular data or using a meter data connection, the recipient only gets a compressed preview version, ensuring the original high resolution image doesn't hover up your data. I can see where that comes into play for some people, but yeah, I'm running on that Mint Mobile unlimited data, so I'm sending full res. Ask ChatGPT about on-screen content. Start by taking a screenshot, quickly press and release the iPhone side button and the volume button up at the same time. Then tap the ask to open the text box where you can pose a question. Uh, I would just take the screenshot, copy it, and paste it into the Chat GPT app. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's a little too much finagling for me. But I don't know. Maybe it's easier. Maybe if I try it, it might be a little bit different. Who knows? Get a callback reminder for a missed call. Okay, that could be a little bit useful. Set a reminder. So, you can set a reminder to call back somebody from a missed call. Screen messages from unknown senders. That's one thing I've been doing, and that's actually been helping out with cutting down on the spam. So that is actually a very useful feature. And I just realized I didn't have this thing up on the screen. Like, what am I doing? But yeah, how long was I doing that? See, this is why you don't wake up in the morning, get your kid ready for school, go to work, troubleshoot, deal with the issues, jump through hoops of life issues, come home, play Fortnite, do some extra stuff, watch a stream or two, and then hop on a stream before you go to bed in about an hour or two. Like, it's a lot, man, living the responsible adult life. See your gaming achievements, something I have absolutely no care for whatsoever. Move widgets to the bottom of the lock screen. Could you not do that before? In iOS 18, the row of widgets on your lock screen was literally locked in place below the clock. In iOS 26, however, customized mode lets you drag them down to the bottom of the screen. All right, I'll take that. Use AirPods as microphone when shooting video. That's something I might do. You can use AirPods 4, AirPods Pro 2, or AirPods Pro 3. Wait, I read that wrong. You can use AirPods 4, AirPods Pro 2, or AirPods Pro 3 as a wireless microphone in the camera app. With your AirPods in your ears, open the camera app, switch to video mode, and open Control Center. Tap camera controls at the top, tap input, and then select your AirPods. Okay, so that was one thing I saw Tyler Stallman doing with his video was that he was actually using the AirPods as the microphone while shooting on his iPhone. So hold on a second. All right, I'm back. But no, that's something that's kind of a cool thing because to be honest, where's my AirPods? Oh, so yeah, basically having your iPhone and your AirPods, your iPhone being your camera, your AirPods being your mic, that's good for a lot of people. You know, you don't need a whole DSLR setup that you want to take outside with an external mic and all that stuff. Like simply just taking these and putting these in. And then let's say you're having a video, you're just doing like this and you're recording in vertical or landscape, or even if you set the phone up over here and you talk to the phone, maybe you like to talk with your hands or whatnot. I'm seeing a lot more people doing mobile filmmaking. So that is definitely a feature I am interested in. And I may have to try that one day just to test it out. And the good thing is that, like I said, you could use the older version of the AirPods. You don't have to have the brand new AirPods 3 to do that. Restore Safari's old layout. In iOS 26 introduces a new compact Safari design as the default, but Apple has included two additional layout screens that essentially restore the iOS 18 experience. So that's a good thing for, people that went to iOS 26 and they're like, I don't like how this looks. They can take Safari and make it look like the iOS 18 version of Safari. You can add a reminder with the action button. A new reminder control lets you create tasks without opening them in the Reminders app. If you have an iPhone 15 Pro or newer, you can assign it to the action button. Um, let's see. When you activate the new reminder control, the Reminders app isn't actually open. Instead, iOS 26 displays a compact pop up panel that includes everything you need to create a task. Maybe might use it. Keep iPhone camera lens clean. Yeah, so I noticed when you go to take pictures, iOS 26 now recognizes if you possibly have a dirty lens and you may need to wipe it off. Control game settings. We start a game. Game mode is activated. If you tap in the control center within the game mode, you'll see an overlay option. Tap that, you'll see leaderboards, invite friends. Okay, I guess that's cool for gamers. I don't care about that. Save physical card details in wallet. Let Apple Wallet app now lets you store physical card information alongside your digital payment cards. Now, this is pretty helpful because sometimes when you save your information inside of a phone or a payment method, it will only show like certain parts of it or whatever. Sometimes I'm out somewhere and I'm like, dang, I really need this credit card that I left at home, but I don't have the details for it. So, yeah, that's a little helpful. Check remaining iPhone charge time. This is something I've seen pop up just straight up in my phone. So, if I were to take my phone here, here's my charging cable because I'm at 43%. I can plug this in. And right now it's charging. I think I got to wait for. All right. Once again, here's the weird thing. So right now you can see I got the always on display, but right now it's not telling me how long it's going to take to charge. All right, there it is. I had to turn it back on. So you get that notification at the top, and there you go. 43% charge, 56 minutes to get to 80% because I have like the world's slowest charger over here. So that's a cool feature. Got to know about that one. Make your favorite podcast easier to hear. Oh, so there's like an enhanced dialogue AI feature or something like that. I mean, I'm sorry if you can't hear a podcast already, then they're just doing some horrible, horrible recording. Use folders to manage music playlists. That's skip. Remix the classic iPhone ringtone. Skip. Control iPhone camera with AirPods. Really? AirPod. So in iOS 26, AirPods 4 and AirPods Pro 2 come with the ability to control iPhone photo and video capture using AirPods stem gestures. To enable the feature, connect your AirPods to your iPhone. Blah 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 blah. Press once and hold. Once enabled, the feature works similar. Oh, wearing at least one paired iPod, simply open the camera app, and when you select either photo or video mode, frame your shot as you normally would. When you're ready to capture, use your chosen AirPods gesture to trigger the camera remotely. Now that's a cool thing. I'm down for that. I'm down for that. Yo, tech for your needs, man. What's going on? It's been a while. It's definitely been a while. Brad says, "Oh dang, howdy! I'm just settling into bed." Hey, man, relax, enjoy yourself. But yeah, I think that's cool that you can take the AirPods and you can put the AirPod in your ear. You can set your phone up, and then you can just have the AirPod like this, or maybe let's say you have it on the other side, and you do the little click gesture with the camera to start the recording. That's dope. And let me talk about this for a little bit because I think as far as like some of this other stuff, let me scroll up. Okay, yeah, some of this other stuff is just all right, whatever. So, how does this help me as a creator? How does this help out other people? Essentially, the two most important things when it comes to making a video is good audio and a camera. Usually, the camera has a terrible microphone, and then you take a microphone, you add it to it. Um, Most people used to have their microphones plugged directly in, but now with this essentially being wireless, your AirPods are now a wireless control to start and stop your camera. So you don't have to go run up to the camera and hit the start button and then run back and get into place. You just set your camera up, use your AirPods to start the video and to stop the video. You don't have to go back later and cut out the part of you running up or running back. Um, you can have your phone sitting at a distance to, get like a better shot, or maybe even use the telephoto camera and get like that 120 millimeter, zoom in and frame a shot. So I actually like that. That is something I am going to test out. I know that's a new feature in iOS 26. So yeah, maybe I can test that out and make a video on that. Yeah, I was gone for a minute, almost almost an entire year. A lot of life happened, and I had to figure out a lot of things. In 25 years, hey grandpa, what are those white things in your ears in all your photos? Hey, look, you can be kind of stealthy with it, right? Because most people just don't stare straight into the camera. Like, some people they have poses and they're just like this or like that or whatnot, or they're doing this. So if you want to pose, correctly, and let's say you're just like anything like that, you can do that. I wonder though, here's the thing I wonder. So like if you have the AirPods like this, could you just click it while it's in your hand? and take the photo like that? If you could, that would be dope. The most value iPhone is 17 this year. It is. It is the best value. Hands down, it's the best value. Um, I just wish, this is just me. Hear me out. I wish that the iPhone 17 had a triple camera setup like the Samsung phones have. Hear me out. Hear me out. You take the telephoto camera that was in the Pro series last year, or let's say you take the telephoto camera from the 15, if it's the same one, I don't know. Let's say you take that telephoto camera, either the 15 or even let's say the 3X camera, the telephoto on there. You take that camera, you add it to the base model 17, and you have a triple camera setup. You have an ultra wide, you have a normal, you have a telephoto. If you want a better telephoto, then you go pro and you get the brand new pro camera or whatnot. That to me, I think would be better than kind of shoehorning and kind of forcing people into the pro series. I understand it's a business. I get where they're going, but I still think having that triple camera setup would be cool. And just make it in a row. You don't have to make the little triangle thingy or whatnot. Apple, you can figure the battery out. Is it copying off of Samsung? Yes, I don't care. Samsung copies, Apple copies, Google copies. They're all copying each other. They're all sitting back having a drink, copying each other and having a good time. But going back to some stuff I was looking at, is there any other interesting news that's going on? Maybe, possibly. Nah, nah. Oh my goodness, why did this scroll down so hard? Also, I'll say if you ever used a Magic Trackpad on a MacBook and you go back to a Windows computer, it's just like, oh my god, why can't everything be Apple trackpads? Um, there was a teardown video of the AirPods. There is okay. It says Amazon takes up to $110 off of the SE. Dan Tana, what is up, man? Hey, look, I was thinking about you earlier today because one of the things I want to do with these streams, because I know it's probably like a little bit hard to hear me drone on about some of this stuff sometimes, is I wanted to add some music to these streams. And honestly, I was just going to pull out the credit card and go to Tana's, chosen beats and probably buy like, I don't know, like 20 tracks or something like that. And just have them to where they all can kind of play and loop through. So, yeah, good to see you, Tana. So, hey, be on the lookout. I'll probably be buying those tunes probably tomorrow. But yep. Um, let's see what they talking about here with this Apple Watch. $110 off. Apple or no, Amazon is discounting the second generation 40 millimeter GPS Apple Watch E to $179 today, down from $249. This is just $10 higher compared to when the all-time low price on this 2022 Apple Watch SE model. Hey, if you're looking for an Apple Watch, you can get one pretty cheap. This is Midnight Aluminum. So let's go ahead and take a look. So there's a link in here. Yep, second gen GPS 40 millimeter. I could get it overnight if I ordered within 36 minutes. Oh my goodness. You can even get one used for $144. So we got 179, 189 with the different band here. This band here is 189. So you can get different colors in the aluminum colors, just different prices. This one's used, and then you can check out the prices with the different bands. But I mean, an SE is like a good, starter Apple Watch. I had an SE at one point. I just got upset at it because it took forever to charge the freaking thing, man. Oh yeah, no problem. Hey, look, I'd rather buy a bunch of beats from you than to be sitting there paying that epidemic sound a forever subscription to use their stuff. So yeah, like I don't mind it. Like if another creator has a good product, I don't mind spending money on it. Do 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 do. Let's go back. So yeah, if you want to save some money on the Apple Watch, go to Amazon. I don't care what the UK government does anymore. I want to talk about the US. Okay. Apple's first foldable iPhone expected in 2026. Let's see what they're talking about here. Um Overall design, a book design, just like every other foldable book design. Let's see. Apple's design is similar to Samsung's Galaxy Z Fold, which uses a book style folding mechanism rather than a clamshell design of the Galaxy Z Flip. I forgot that the Z Flip existed. So, okay, I was a little wrong. Mean Chico expects the foldable iPhone to measure between 9 and, let's see, before between 9 and 9.5 millimeters when folded and around 4.5 to 4.8 millimeters when unfolded. More recently, the Weibo based leaker Instant Digital has said the foldable will have a thickness at least 4.8 millimeters. All right, let me say this: make foldables thick again. Okay, you hear me when I say this? Make foldables thick again because a thicker phone means more battery. Like, who wants a foldable that doesn't last all day? Make make thick make make thick foldables, thickables, thick ass foldables. Make them thick, make them thack. You know, make them bigger. Okay, give me a giant foldable that you can fold out. Give me a foldable as big as my hand and it folds out like this, and you can literally cover my entire face. Give me that, especially when they're going to be charging $2,000, $2,200, $2,400. I'm rocking the Apple Watch Ultra first generation. I just came from the first generation, and I got the Apple Watch Ultra 3. Loving this thing. Definitely plan on doing a 1 week later review. I thought about doing like 72 hours later, but I'm like, nah, let me spend a whole week with this thing. But I love this thing. One of the best purchases I made for this year. But moving back here. Okay. Do we really have to highlight the fact that it's gonna have dual screens? Like, come on now. But it says when folded, users will interact with a 5.5-inch outer display that is similar to a typical iPhone screen, while unfolding it to reveal a larger 7.8-inch iPad style screen. Hey, look, I'm gonna say it right now. This is what I want. Okay, look at me. I want this size display, this size display, and open this size display out like that. Okay, give me the big display on the front and the even bigger display on the inside. Okay. This is gonna be insensitive, but I don't care about I don't care about people that are like, oh my God, my hands are too small. The phone's too big. Well, get a smaller phone. Give me the big daddy phone if you're gonna be charging the big daddy prices. Straight up. That's what I want. Give it to me. All right. Coming back here. Durable materials. The foldable iPhone reportedly has a titanium chassis with the hinge constructed from a combination of titanium and stainless steel. Yes. Okay. Do not put aluminum on that phone. Here's the thing I wonder though. If Apple's going to make a foldable and it's going to cost the money that it's going to cost, would Apple find a way to put a vapor chamber inside of there and still give you the same abilities that you would have in the Pro series phones? So what do I mean by that? If you look at Samsung, if you have their Samsung, Ultra model and you have their foldable models, you pretty much have the same pro features in there, right? You can do a lot of the same things, except for maybe having like the same telephoto zoom or whatnot. You can do that in the foldable, you can do that on the Ultra. So is it going to be the same way where you have like the Pro Max and then you have the iPhone Fold? Would the iPhone Fold not be considered a Pro phone? Would you have the iPhone Fold Pro? Like, how would that work? I have questions. Cameras front and rear. The foldable iPhone is expected to include a dual lens rear camera. Okay, so we got our answer there. It's not going to be the Pro series. With a front facing camera, both folded and unfolded states, according to Co. Two rear cameras, 48 megapixels each. Yeah, so we're probably going to get basically the same camera array that's on the 17 or basically on the 18. Two lenses. Um, yeah, that's kind of a letdown for me. Triple cameras are bust. Touch ID. Co believes the iPhone will forego Face ID authentication and instead use a Touch ID side button as a means to save precious internal space. So, no Face ID. Once again, you know what? Come out with the thicker phone, okay? Give me the phone with all the options. I don't I don't want stuff to get smaller. I'm a maximalist, okay? Give me everything, all right? I'll be paying all the money. Give me all the things. New modem, uh, battery life using high density cells. Okay, you know, hopefully it lasts. Color options, black and white. Apple is currently only testing variations of black and white for the folding phone with suppliers, although Apple plans could evolve before the device launches. They should have still made a black iPhone 17 Pro model this year. Premium segment. Multiple reports suggest the foldable iPhone will be priced between $2,000 and $2,500 in the United States. More recently, analysts, investment banking firm, believe the phone will be between $1,800 and $2,000. Regardless of the price, the foldable is expected to tap into Apple's loyal fan base, some of whom will view it as a must-have device if quality meets expectations. Um, I could really see them coming out with this phone at $1,800, or they can come out with it 1,900. They could undercut Samsung, but at the same time, they could match the price. I won't be in the market for it because, to be honest, I still have a foldable phone that I literally charge it up once a week just to look at it and say, "Dang, that's kind of cool." but I'll never take this thing outside. And then I fold it back up, and that's just pretty much the end of it. Let's see, foldable. One person told me that he doesn't matter the narrow screen on the outside because of swipe typing. Oh no, I mean, my thing is, I think some of the Chinese brands got it right. Where I was like watching Flossie Carter videos, and he showed a phone where like the outside display, I think it was like 6.5 inches, and it was like, okay, I can use the phone folded if I want to, but then if I want to open it up and see a larger display, I can do that as well. Like I would like to have that ability to do those things. But to be like, "Oh, man, I just have this little display here, and then I have to open it up," and like, I get it, but I would just prefer to have just really just a bigger screen. Bobby G, what's good, fam? What's going on? Man, look, y'all are starting to come in here just as I'm starting to get tired, man. Like, I've had a long day. I've been up since 5 AM. I done went to work. I done did life things, and I came home and tried to stream, but I'm trying to keep it going, man. I'm trying to get the watch hours up. Look, if any of y'all been around for the struggle of trying to get YouTube watch hours, oh my God, it is a struggle. For real. What's the topic of the night? The topic of the night is talking about Apple News, to be honest. You know? We could take it a different direction if y'all want to talk about other stuff, you know. We can do about we oh my God, I cannot speak straight. We can talk about other things too. I said we about that. The fatigue is real. But yeah, Apple shit. Yeah, me too, nodding off. Good on you. Fall asleep to stream on. Um, if if I nosedive into this microphone, you have my permission to clip it and put it on Twitter. Like straight up, if you see me just go post it. I remember one time Vipe was doing like an 8-hour stream, and Roberto was talking about something, and Vipe just like he just laid back on the couch and he just slowly just with the glasses on. My dude was on slump mode. He woke back up at some point, but we all remember it. And look, this is from back in the day. This is before StreamYard existed. This was like Google Hangouts day. And he did that. Let's see. StreamYard, you got your first referral sign up. Great news, you got your first sign up. You're closing in on your first referral. Users who sign up with your link will get $10 in credit. You'll earn $25 in credit when they spend $25 with us. Hey, whoever signed up for the referral link, thank you. And I just got charged for my monthly fee with X. I don't know, man. Sometimes I feel like X is like not even worth it because I signed up for like the $10 plan or whatever, and still it feels like they only show my tweets to like 4 people, and I have like 5,400 followers. Maybe most of them are bots. I don't know. It seems like you either got to post like things that are like really salacious or put videos on there to get any sort of movement at all. Like I don't fucking get it. Um X is dead to me. It kind of is. D Brand needs to ship my orders. I got some content that needs creating. I'm trying to find out how I can become a brand ambassador. Um your best bet, in my opinion, is if you can take advantage of Best Buy. Go to Best Buy. If they have the cases there in stock, grab them. If they're out of stock, then I totally understand trying to get them from D Brand. But D Brand has notoriously been known to ship very slowly. I love D Brand. I like their cases. I like what they're doing with a lot of stuff. I find their jokes to be pretty funny sometimes. And um yeah, their shipping for whatever reason has always been slow. So usually I would just wait and buy a D brand case off of somebody that already bought one and did a review. Or, now that they're in stores, I'm like, I'd rather just try it out with a store. And I don't know. Like I think at some point I might get an iPhone. It's just not during the rush season right now. Like can't find iPhones nowhere at all. You can't. Everything's just backed out to October. I think once we get to where all the people who are supposed to be getting their shipments for let's say between the first, second, and third weeks of October going up to Halloween, then you'll just be able to walk into an Apple store and just pick up whatever. And I think maybe at that point I might go with a silver one because that just seems to be the move. I'm paying monthly for X, but so I can try and get monetized. And it's nothing but toxic tech drama and complaints over there. Yeah, absolutely. Like, unless you want to be a tech person that goes out of their way to trigger people, unless you got like a following of like fucking 20,000 people, it's probably not worth it. Just just being honest. Because that's how it is. It really sucks over there. And the monetization thing, I don't want to rain on your parade. So I'm just going to say here's my experience with the trying to get monetized part. So if I go to monetization and I'll put this up on the screen so we can all follow along here. So monetization. So um not yet eligible for subscriptions. This is what you need. Get verified by subscribing to premium. Check. 2,000 verified followers. So for me to have access to subscriptions, I need to have 2,000 other people who are verified. And I'm assuming that means that they're paying for X. On top of that, you need to have 5 million organic impressions in the past 3 months. And then, of course, the other two easy ones are active in the past 30 days, be at least 18 years old. These two right here, that's the hurdle you need to jump. And that's for subscriptions. Then you got creator revenue sharing. Get verified by subscribing to premium. Have at least 5 million impressions on your posts within the last 3 months. 500 premium followers. I doubt. Yeah, I don't have 500 premium. How the fuck do you get 500 premium followers? Well, for most people, it's the 5 million impressions in the last 5 months. And then, all right, let's just go to home. Let's go to the where is whoops. All right. So here I got 5,409 followers. And this post, which has been up for a while, got 3.6 million views. I mean, look, I put this up here today, right? And I got followers. 118 people, I guess, saw it. No one reacted with it. Here, 2 likes, 270 people. So it's not even making it to all of the followers, you know? Like most of the stuff is it's just going nowhere. Nowhere at all. And I remember before X went super crazy with the premium stuff, right? Like I had stuff that would kind of blow up a little bit. But once they start throwing money into this, that's when it was, to me it felt very pay to play. And here's another example I will use, right? Let's go to Roberto Blake. I follow him, he follows me. I'm pretty sure you guys probably know him as well. All right, my dude has 110 followers. All right. Hear me out. Remember this number. 110 followers. Now, come down to some of these posts. This is one of the older ones. All right, he made a post an hour ago. It got 11 likes, 512 views. Remember, he has 110 followers. And if I remember correctly, he's on the higher tier of the premium one. Like I'm in the mid tier, the premium. He's on like the higher tier, the one that I think is like $40 or $50 a month. 110,000 followers, and they're only giving my guy 512 views. You know, like, come on now. That post is only really seriously. That's that's what we gotta compete against. You know, and this one, you know, it did better. You know, but this was a retweet. This wasn't his tweet, and this was from somebody that had 42,000 followers. And I just don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand. I hear Facebook is really trying to pay people to come create content on their platforms. I bet they are. 5 million impressions is wild. It is. It feels like you're just climbing so hard to get so little. It is, man. Like, it is so ridiculous, in my opinion. Let's go to Max Weinbach. I follow Max. He follows me. All right, my guy, Max, the infamous Samsung leaker, has 278,000 viewers, followers. Um, okay, so some of these, but even this is wild. My dude has almost a quarter of a million followers, only 4.8K views from a post 3 hours ago, and 23 likes. 23 likes out of a quarter of a million people? Something is seriously wrong with X. Like, that's fucking ridiculous. And I'm sorry, the more tired I get, the more I start to swear. But yeah, you know, I know a lot of these other content creator I'm sorry, these other content platforms are trying to get content creators and trying to pay people and do stuff like that. Um, oh my god, my connection is dropping. It might be time to end the stream. Who knows? I wonder if Blue Sky is worth checking out. I just hate making short form for TikTok. Yeah, I hate it too. I hate it as well. It's one of those things that I don't wish on other people unless it actually works out. Like I know some people that got on TikTok and they blew up. They had content, and I know other people that kind of flamed out, and it was just like, no, it wasn't worth it. But yeah, honestly, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there. I've been on here for an hour, 20 minutes. I am tired. I am ready to go to sleep. My kid is already asleep. My girlfriend already went to work. So yeah, it's about to be me, myself, and I in my bed. So, all right, y'all. I'll catch y'all in the next stream. I'm still gonna be streaming until we get these hours up, and then maybe I can really like bang out some videos. So, thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for StreamYard referral, and I'll be catching y'all later. Deuces.